Don't let the fear of failure get to you and stop you from doing what's important. Hello everyone, my name is Noor and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Recently I was having a conversation with my professor at uni, and he told me that we were talking about my classmates, and he told me that sometimes he asks a question and he notices that they freeze. He notices that their fists become like this and they freeze, they don't answer, and even if he asks them like the simplest questions, he said those people are not scared to answer. Those people are scared of life. These people don't even fear whether their answer is wrong or not. They don't even try. Like, do I know the answer or not? No. They just freeze. They become stiff. Their bodies become stiff right when they are asked the question, because they feel scared and they feel attacked and they are no longer feeling safe. That day, I went back home and I realized that there was a project that I have been procrastinating out of fear. I was scared that this project would turn out to be imperfect, which to me represents failure. That day, I also challenged myself to start the project, and you know what? It did not turn out that bad. It actually went good. But I noticed that I do that in a lot of areas in my life. You know when you hear someone else say something and you're like, they're talking about someone else, but you realize like, oh, this actually applies to me? I noticed that I procrastinate my homeworks, my assignments, my studying, reading. I procrastinate working out. I procrastinate meditating. I even procrastinate drinking coffee and my favorite hobbies like drawing or listening to music. I procrastinate out of fear that it would not go well. I often freeze and I feel stuck. This fear comes from the judgment that nothing I do is perfect, that nothing I do is good enough. It's so extreme that I often fear setting a to-do list just because I fear that I won't be able to commit to it, that I won't be able to do it right. I fear the disappointment I'm gonna feel after I don't do what I wanted to do throughout my day. I realized here that this fear is not really a fear of failure, but more of a fear of judgment. Whether it's our own judgment or judgment from other people. Because we're scared that what we're doing is not correct, it's not right. But there's no right way to do anything, and people judge us based off of what worked for them, and that might not work for you. And so when we find ourselves stuck in fear, what do? What can we do? Well, my advice to you, the first step that you're gonna take is to practice self-love. Increase your self-love. It is very, very important to increase your self-love, especially in these cases. And these are the cases where you have to work on your self-love. Sometimes we feel like I only love myself when I'm feeling bright, when I'm feeling good, but that is not, you already love yourself there. That's why you're feeling great. Now you have to work on increasing your self-love in other areas, the areas where nobody else sees, the areas where you fear your life. You also have to be very, very gentle with yourself and forgive yourself for all the things you didn't do, despite saying that you're gonna do. And now the most important step is to build your trust in yourself. Start trusting yourself. Start doing the things you say you're gonna do. Start taking your words seriously. How do you do that? Very simple. Start setting very, very, very simple tasks that are very simple. Just, I'm gonna drink water right now, and get up and drink water. Often when we're setting goals, we start thinking for the far future, like I'm gonna start working out every day and in a year I'm gonna have whatever. No, focus on today. Focus on what you're gonna do today and set your to-do list for today only, or even only for the next hour, so that you are able to set them without procrastinating. And I advise you not to set a time limit, like I'm gonna meditate in the morning or I'm gonna meditate at night. I advise you not to do that because for me, I usually procrastinate. So I would just be like, today I'm gonna meditate. And whenever you find yourself free, you're gonna meditate. And you don't know, maybe one day you're gonna be like, I'm gonna start my own business. And even though you're scared, you're gonna do it because you trust yourself, because you've built enough trust. And another important thing that will help you build your trust in yourself even more is to look back on where you were last year, 2 years ago. To look back on the things you did do, even if they didn't work out perfectly, but still build your trust in yourself in that way. Reflect on the things you've already done and you've already achieved. For example, for me, one of the intentions I set at the beginning of the year was to let go of fear, and to let go of the fear of failure and imperfection specifically, because I knew that it was such a big deal and it was affecting my life a lot, and I was procrastinating all the time, and I would literally have nothing done. I told you, I would procrastinate drinking water and making coffee or whatever. But slowly, with practice every single day, I noticed myself, even the time I procrastinate for has shortened a lot. So I advise you to look back and see where you were, see what you have set for yourself at the beginning of the year or last year or whenever, and what have you achieved until now. Our fears only get deeper and deeper, and unfortunately there isn't one way to get rid of them all, and maybe there is. I haven't found it yet. So my advice to you is to not focus so much on your fears and how to get rid of them, but more of how to deal with them, how to take the risk despite the fear, how to do everything we want to do despite our fear of failure or of it not turning out great. And I know sometimes things don't go as well as we imagine them to. Maybe when I tried the project, it didn't go out the way I wanted it to. But now I gained experience. I started anyway. And the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna end it with this: trust God, trust life, trust yourself that you're on the right path for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.